Hey guys, this is Marthering Hedgehog trying a new camera angle you've probably noticed. We'll see how this works. But the purpose of this video actually is to do my review for City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Yes, I finally started the Mortal Instruments series after years of other people reading it and hearing about it and all that, but I've started it now and excited to really tell you what I thought of it. Okay, so for those people who may not know what this series is, because I'm sure there's some out there, I will read the synopsis and then get into my review as usual, so we'll do this. When Clary Frey heads out to the Pandemonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by three teenagers covered with strange tattoos and brandishing bizarre weapons. Then the body disappears into thin air. It's hard to call the police when the murderers are invisible to everyone else and when there is nothing, not even a smear of blood, to show that a boy has died. Or was he a boy? This is Clary's first meeting with the Shadow Hunters, warriors dedicated to ridding the earth of demons. It's also her first encounter with Jace, a shadow hunter who looks a little like an angel and acts a lot like a jerk. Within 24 hours, Clary is pulled into Jace's world with a vengeance, when her mother disappears and Clary herself is attacked by a demon. But why would demons be interested in ordinary mundanes like Clary and her mother? And how did Clary suddenly get the sight? The Shadow Hunters would like to know. So I gave this book 3 out of 5 strawberries. I actually liked it a lot better than I was expecting. I do have to confess, I actually saw the movie before I read the book. Bad me, I know. But in some ways I'm kind of glad I did, because it actually did make me more curious about reading the book, and yeah, it was just kind of interesting. For once, I'm kind of glad I did that. And it made it easier to kind of like compare and contrast characters, I guess you could say. So I did actually kind of like Clary in this. I did like her better in the movie. I don't know, I just kind of liked her better. But in this, she's okay. Her emotional trauma and just kind of state in the book is totally understandable considering what's happened, so her freaking out about stuff and getting mad at everyone, I could understand. I didn't necessarily get especially attached to anyone in these books, but we'll get into more about that later. They were fine to kind of like tag along with. They were a good team, I guess you could say, that you had to deal with. Watching the movie actually made me like Alec in the book a whole lot more than I probably would have if I hadn't seen the movie, because I hated him in the movie, but I really liked him in the book. He was kind of cool, quiet, and all that, and I could kind of understand why he was irritated at Clary. Him being gay was kind of whatever, why was that necessary, but also didn't feel like she was making a statement, so it didn't bother me as much as it could have. Isabella was pretty indifferent too. I didn't mind her. Her character is her personality and character were very straightforward. She definitely didn't try to hide the way she was, so I kind of appreciate that. She was kind of fun. I liked Simon both in the movie and the book. I liked how better you got to know him in the movie. But I did really like him in the book too, and I could understand why he was always so upset a lot of the times. And then Jace. I liked Jace in the book a lot better than the movie. And I quite honestly didn't think he was a jerk in the book. He was very sarcastic, and yeah, I put it better in my written review, so if you want to go read it, go read it. I'll probably make more sense than listening to what I have to say. But I liked him in the book. I didn't think he was a jerk. It was just sarcasm. I can appreciate sarcasm. I can appreciate his always acting like he was in control of the situation, even when he wasn't, because that's how you survive. And I liked his confidence and all that. So I liked him in the book. He was great. It was awesome. The romance in this, obviously, since I saw the movie and because I waited so long to read this series, I knew the twist with Clary and Jace, and I also know how it ends in the later books, so I didn't really care either way because I already knew. It didn't really irritate me all that much. It was there, but it wasn't overwhelming. We'll see how that lasts, because I've heard that it gets a little annoying in later books, so we'll see. But this pretty much is kind of my way of describing this book to people. It's not literature, and I wouldn't even call these books great fiction, but they're weirdly addicting, because The characters are so-so. I don't hate them, I don't love them. I did really like Luke. He's probably the one I am attached to the most. But they're okay. They work for this series. But the thing about these books that is so addicting is the world. The world is really, it's interesting. You want to find out more about the creatures and how things work and all that. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily original. It is and it isn't. But it's interesting. The authors clearly thought about the world and developed it and worked on it, and I really liked learning about it and all that. And the humor in this was also really good. I did enjoy the humor. And there's also lots of action, and it was surprisingly gory. I was not expecting it to be that gory. It was cool. But yeah, I was kind of surprised at how well I liked this book, and I am looking forward to reading the others. Villain, I should mention the villain, Valentine. Definitely loved him way better in the book than the movie. He was so lame in the movie. But I think he's a villain that has room to improve. Like, he's good in this. He is rather intimidating. He has class and sophistication, and he can control his temper, and I always like that in my villains. But, I mean, he does not make my top 10, but he works, and I was kind of surprisingly surprised at, how much I kind of liked him, and I kind of think he's one of those villains that the further I read into the series, the more I'll like him. Obviously, all the twists that were in this book were ruined for me for various reasons, so I didn't gasp or anything during the twists. I wasn't surprised or anything, so I can't really describe, whether or not the twists in this worked, because I already knew that they were happening, and it's one of those things that I've known for so long that even when I heard about it, it didn't really affect me, so yeah, the twists were ruined for me, sadly. But overall, 3 out of 5 strawberries. It was fun, enjoyable, surprisingly quick for how long it is. Yeah, just one of those reads that doesn't require you to think, and you're just bored and want to read something quick and entertaining. This is a good pick, and yeah, looking forward to reading the rest of the series, and hopefully I can get past the ones that everyone was like, oh, those were horrible. Questions or comments, leave below, and if you want to go read my review, you can follow the link that I'll leave below in the thingy, and I will see you next time. Bye.